Hi, my name is Agnes Fries, and I'm the creator of a tool called the Grid Designer. Grid Designer is a drawing tool for making craft color charts for crafts like crochet, knitting, latch hook, diamond painting, etc. And I want to let you know that the Grid Designer is a free tool. I have been a software developer for 30 years and am now retired, and Grid Designer is my retirement project, and it is absolutely free to use. You don't have to give me an email address. There's no login required. There will never be ads on the Grid Designer tool itself. You simply just go to the website and you start editing. You save it right there in your browser. Grid Designer is my gift to the crafting community, and I hope you enjoy using it. Now let's get started with this video.
Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to back up your projects on an iPad. This is very much like the import and export video, and I show that on a desktop. But there's some things that you should know, about where the files go and how that's set up on your device. So let's go ahead and start that. So first of all, I'm just going to go to Project Open just to show that we have two projects here in Grid Designer. And this is Grid Designer Open in Safari. So, okay, so I have those two projects now, and I'm going to export those two projects by scrolling down here to the very bottom of this. And on a tablet, in general, you don't see the scroll bar on these things, so you don't realize that that's a scrolling menu. But all the drop-down menus are scrolling menus. They're made that way so that they're short and they fit on a phone in addition to everything else. So I'm going to do an export here. I scroll down, pick export. I'm going to do a backup of everything, so I'm going to say select all, and then I'm going to say export. Okay, so it's just, do you want to download that? So we're going to download it. Okay, now there's a little download icon up here in the upper right. If you click on that and you pick the project, the thing that you just downloaded, then you can see the text that's in there. It's basically just a text file, and shows the data that Grid Designer needs to recreate those projects. Okay, now to figure out where that's out on your system, you open up your settings, you scroll down, normally they come up like this at the top, you scroll down until you get to Safari, and you pick Safari, and then you pick, let's scroll, let's see, where am I? Here I am. So where it says downloads, you pick that, and right now mine is set to download onto a downloads folder on my iPad. You can also set it to your cloud drive, your iCloud drive, or you can set it to another folder, and I'll show you that in a minute. You can make up a name, create a folder on your iPad, and put stuff in there if you want to. But in general, it's going to, for most people, it's going to be going to some download directory, either on your iCloud drive or on your iPad. Okay, so that's where that's going. Okay, now if you want to actually go in the file system and see that, then you use this Files app, the one that looks like a little folder icon. You pick that up, okay, and you would go to On My iPad, and then Downloads, okay, and there's the file that we downloaded. It's sitting right there. Okay. Now, okay. So now let's go back to settings. Okay, we're in Safari. I need to come back. Okay, and then here's where you're going to clear your history and site data. So now I'm going to clear my site data for today. I created these two projects today, so I'm just going to do it for today. You can do all history, but I'm going to clear what's there for today because I've saved my projects off in my backup file. Okay, so now let's go back to here. Okay, so we're back in Grid Designer in Safari. If we go to project and we try to go to open, notice that that's grayed out there. So we can't go back to open because we have 0 projects at this point. We have nothing to open. So we're going to scroll down here and we're going to use import. Okay, I'm going to say select the import file. I'm going to say choose file, And we're going to go to, if I wasn't already set here, I would go to On My iPad, Downloads, and then I pick my import file, and it shows me the 2 projects that are in it. I say Select All, and then I say Import. Okay, and then it lists the 2 projects that are imported to browser storage. So now we say Close. Okay, so now if I go to Project, Open, then there are my 2 projects. I can pick one, I can open it, and it's all back. Now you can also, if you want to, go and make a folder, okay, to put your things into. So let's go to On My iPad, and we would say this folder with the plus icon, and we'll call it Grid Designer. Okay, so now we have a Grid Designer folder. Now I could take these files, take this file from here, and I can say move, or I can say duplicate. Let's say duplicate. Whoops, I didn't want to open that. I just want to select it again. And now let's say move, and I'm going to put that in the Grid Designer Direct folder here. Looks like I just have to pick move. So it looks to me like I have moved it to Grid Designer. So let's double check that. Okay, yeah, Grid Designer actually has that duplicated one there. And then you could change the name of it or whatever you want to do. So you can move the files around, but they go into the downloads folder originally, depending on, and it depends upon how your Safari settings are set. Okay, if you want to set them to go directly to that Grid Designer folder, you can go back into Settings. You can pick Downloads. You can pick Other, and you can pick your Grid Designer folder. Or if you want to navigate there, you can go to, On My iPad, and then pick Grid Designer, okay, and click Open, and then it says On My iPad Grid Designer. Now the downside of doing that is then everything that you download off of Safari is going to go to that directory. So it's probably better to just leave it set to downloads, know that it's going to go into downloads, and then if you want to rename it or move it somewhere else after you've downloaded it, then you can do that. Or just know that it's in download. It depends on how you want to use it and how many things you want to back up and that kind of thing. I've been using this for several years now, and I tend to, after I do a project, I usually take all the files, all the things that have to do with that, put them together in a .grid file, and keep that as a backup, and then I usually delete them out of out of the browser, so that I put other projects in there and I have room for additional things. So you can use it as a backup, or you can use it as storage for older projects, things that you might want to go back to later, stuff like that. Okay, so I think that's about it. Thanks very much for watching. Happy designing. Bye-bye.